So 2025 is about to be over, and I wanted to make this video basically to kind of explain, this year I've achieved a lot of goals I've set my mind to. Ton of goals I set my mind to, but in general, I've had a lot of achievements that I'm sort of proud of, and I want to kind of break down how you guys can implement this into your life to start achieving goals in your wildest dreams that you've wanted to achieve, whether it be getting in the best shape of your life, starting a business, you know, whatever it is that you want to do in life. If you use these 4 steps, you will achieve every single goal that you set for yourself. And there's nothing that's impossible for you, okay? So in this presentation, I'm going to go over the 4 simple steps that it takes to become successful. I promise you every single successful person does this and it will help you reach all your goals. If you follow these 4 steps, you will achieve any single goal that you set for yourself. So the first one, before we get into the 4 steps, you need to understand this is the basic principle. The person that says he can and the person that says he can't are both right. And it's one of my favorite quotes because you could have the 4 simple steps, you could have the best plan, but if you do not believe you can do it, if you not do not think you can do it, it is never going to happen. You have to understand what you think and what you believe will be your reality. So if you don't think you can do something, how do you expect to ever do it? If you don't think you can ever be the six pack guy with the six pack that gets any girl he wants, that's mad confident, how do you expect to become that person? If you don't think you can become a millionaire, how do you expect to become a millionaire? You have to think you can do something in order to do it. Okay? So, step one, you need to have a goal and you need to have a vision. And the reason this is the first step is because you'd be surprised. Most people don't have any real goals or they don't have any real vision with their life. They have no intention behind their actions. They go throughout their everyday life and just do things just to do things. You know, there's this thing where people operate off their subconscious mind, which means they just do things without thinking about it. They don't know why they do it. They just go through their everyday routine and take action with no intention. And these are the people I call wanderers. Do not be a wanderer. They just do things for no reason. For example, everyone has been to a time where they either go to college or not. The biggest type of bot, you're a robot, you're a wanderer, are the people I'll ask, like, yo, bro, are you going to college or did you go to college? I'll be like, yeah, why'd you go or why are you going? I don't really know why I'm going, but my parents want me to go, all my friends are going, blah, blah, blah. You are an absolute robot. You're telling me you're about to pay 6 figures to go to a place. You don't know why you want to go, but because everyone's telling you you should go, then you're going. Like you're putting up 6 figures that you do not have just to go because you're a wanderer, you're a bot. Society tells you to go to school, get a job, go to college, do this, and you just do it just to do it. You have no intention behind your action. You just are doing it. You know, it's like, bro, we take action every single day. We're consistent with our routine. But the reason people are consistent with the routine, they don't get to where they want to be, is because they have no actual intention behind what they're doing every single day. Why are you going to work every single day? It's not bad to have a job. You should have a job, save up money. But are you saving up money to have a plan to eventually, start a business? Are you trying to buy something, an investment that's going to make you more money, or are you just going to work just because you go to work? Do you have a plan on moving up to in your job or starting some starting something else? Like, why are you doing the things that you're doing? And most people don't have any goals, they don't have any visions. And the reason they don't have goals is because they don't believe they can do things. And it goes back to that first thing. You need to believe you can do anything. Because obviously everyone wants to be jacked, everyone wants to get shredded, everyone wants to be rich, right? Most guys genuinely want that. That's what they want. But the reason they don't have the goal or vision to do that is because they don't believe they can do that in the first place. If you don't believe you can do it, then you're not gonna. That's not gonna be your goal. But if you do believe you can do it, most people would have that goal. All right. And in order to reach something, achieve something, or get somewhere, you have to know what it is that you want to do or where it is you want to go. You will never end up in a spot that you're trying to go if you don't know you want to go there. You're not just going to magically end up one day in shape, magically end up one day being a successful business owner, magically one day having the girl that you always wanted. It doesn't just happen by magic. You have to know what it is that you want or where it is you want to go. And the last one, be specific about your goals. If you are vague, you will not get to where you want to be. A lot of people are vague with their goals. You need to be specific, write it down, what it is that you want to do, where it is you're trying to be, where it is you want to, what it is you want to do. Like everything you have to be specific with. I'll go over this in the next slide. So everyone's seen this in elementary school or wherever you've seen this, SMART goals, but I want to break it down into kind of what it means to me. So the S, specific. Be specific about what you want to achieve. Ask yourself questions about your goals following the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. And I break this down with my students, the people that I work with. Your why is so much more important than you realize. Your why is like your engine. When you have no motivation, because motivation is like happiness, it's a fleeting feeling. You could be happy, you could be motivated sometimes. When you don't have the motivation to do things, your why is your engine that keeps you going without the motivation. All right. But you have to ask yourself who you want to be, what you want to do, when you're trying to get there, where you're trying to be, and why are you doing these things? That's the most important thing. Then measurable. Make sure that you can measure your success. You'll be able to track your progress by answering questions like how will you know when your goal is complete? Okay, so measurable just means like you need to be specific. Like you can't say, yeah, I want to get strong. When people tell me I'm trying to get strong, what does strong mean to you? Okay, so let's say strong to you means you're trying to bench 315. Once you finally bench 315, that means you're strong. You can measure strong by a 315 bench. It is measurable. Or let's say, excuse me again, you're trying to get rich. What does rich mean? Like, you can't just say you're trying to get rich because then you're never going to get rich. Let's say rich to you is when you're making $30,000 a month. Okay, once you finally are making $30,000 a month, now that is the measurable thing, 30K, that means you're rich, all right? So it needs to be measurable. Achievable. Ensure your goal is realistic and achievable. Don't say yourself a goal that's too easy or too difficult to complete. Look at your current situation and make sure you have what you need to achieve it. All right. Now, I got this off the internet, obviously, but I do not agree with this only because there is no goal that is too difficult to complete. Again, it goes back to the person that thinks he can and the person that thinks he can't are both right. So if it's been done by someone else on this earth, I promise you I think I can do it. I don't care if it sounds egotistical. I don't care if you think whatever you think, bro. I don't care. If it has been done by someone else, I promise you I think I can do it. And there's no reason on not thinking you can do it. Because if you don't think you can do it, you're basically just like saying it's impossible, it's never going to happen. That's what you're saying. You're giving yourself no chance at all. At least if you think you can do it, you're giving yourself a chance. All right. So there is no goal that is too difficult to complete. But if you're saying, I'm trying to become a millionaire by tomorrow and you have nothing going for you right now, that is being unrealistic. Okay. Relevant. This is kind of back to the next one. Set yourself a goal that's relevant to you. Is your goal worthwhile to you? Are you the right person to achieve it? Is your goal applicable to your current situation or is it unrealistic? Now, there is no unrealistic goal, like I was saying, but make sure your goals align with yourself. Like me personally, I never want to be a doctor, a computer science major, or some techie guy. So my goal to be like a tech billionaire just doesn't even make sense for me. I don't want to do that. Okay. Everyone wants to do certain things, but it's about how you're doing it. Is it relevant to what you like, what you want to do? But there is no unrealistic goal. Okay. This one, another thing that I try and teach as much as possible is time bound. There are so many different things I can go into this. I'm trying to make it as short as possible, but this is so important to your goals. This is very, very important. Assign a start and end date to your goal. Like, bro, I've been saying this, and when I seen this, I was like, yo, holy shit. Because it encourages yourself to reach it with a deadline. Like, damn, it feels like I genuinely wrote this. Like, think about what you can do today, tomorrow, months from now to achieve your goal. I promise you I've been talking about this for a while. And the reason I say this is because everyone's been in school, right? I was a big procrastinator in school. If there was assignment due by Saturday morning, I was doing it Friday night at the last second. The only reason I was able to achieve that goal, which is turning the assignment in, think of the goal as turning that assignment in. The only reason I was able to achieve that goal is because the deadline was Saturday morning. So if you think of it like that, the reason most people don't achieve their goals is because they think we have this infinite amount of time. Once you get out of school and you don't have a certain assignment to turn in, we think we just have this infinite amount of time to achieve things. And we don't give ourselves a deadline. That's why people say, yeah, I'm going to start going to the gym. But they're not specific. When are you going to start going to the gym? And when is the deadline for that? Okay? You need to be specific about what you want to do because if not, this is what people do. People procrastinate their entire life away. Your entire life away. Do not be that person. And I'm trying to explain to you as important, like this is so important because everyone procrastinates and there is no deadline in life. The deadline is when you die. So you are going to continue to procrastinate your life away unless you say, you know what, my life sucks right now. This is what I need to do. I need to get in shape. I need to get my money right. I need to get my mind right. I need to do this. You need to have a start date. But another important thing is you need to have an end date. You're not always going to live in the same season. So, for example, I am, for the past 5 or 6 months, I've been really harsh on myself with my discipline, my routine. I said I'm going to lock in. I'm not messing with girls. I'm being celibate. I'm doing this. It would be much harder to be celibate, much harder to lock in, much harder to not go out if I thought I had to do this forever. I'm like, holy shit, there's no way. But since I know I have a time limit, which is 6 months, the time limit is January 1st. That's when I can start to get back into a more balanced life. Now I know that, holy shit, this sucks right now, but it's not going to be like this forever. A lot of people think like you don't have an end date to when you're trying to do something, so you think it's just going to be like that forever, and that's what makes you give up. Okay, so you need to have a start date and an end date. That is going to make it much easier to achieve your goals. Step number 2. This one is very important. Okay, these are all important, but I'm just letting you know. Usually, how is a doubtful word. Like, let's say you have really big goals, you have really big dreams to be something great. Normal people around you are like, well, bro, how do you plan on doing that? You're like this. Like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do this? All right. You have to understand when you tell people your goals, they're going to ask how because they don't see the vision. Okay. They don't see what you're seeing. It doesn't matter. In the first place, it doesn't matter how you're going to do it. You just have to know that you're going to do it. You're going to figure it out. And that is what it comes down to. Again, back to the first slide. It doesn't matter if you think like you just have to know you can, think you can. That is what it comes down to. The person that thinks he can will, and the person that thinks he can't will not, okay? So it doesn't matter how you're going to do it, but you have to believe and think that you can do this goal. Now, we do need inputs that will take us to our goal. So that is the how. That is the other part of the how. The how you're going to reach this goal is the inputs that you're going to do every single day. And it just all comes down to good habits and good inputs, okay? And there's a bonus section I'll give you guys. Your inputs and your habits have to be good every single day for a certain amount of period of time. Again, this is a time thing, so it's going to be good for a certain amount of time. Set yourself a start date and an end date. What habits / inputs does the version of yourself that has the goal do? All right. The version of yourself that is jacked, shredded, out on a $100 million yacht, has any girl that he wants, is confident, has everything that he wants. What does that person do every single day and work backwards from there? I want you to think about this. Because some of you, like, this is what it goes back to. So you're bots, like you're just wandering and you're not thinking about what you're doing. And you think like things are just going to happen to you. It doesn't happen like that, okay? I want you to think about this. If I gave you a six-pack, you're jacked, you're shredded right now, gave you your dream physique. I gave it to you just like that. Okay? Are the habits you're doing right now, are you going to maintain that physique or are you going to lose it? Because I promise you, if you're still not going to the gym every single day, if you're still eating bad, if you're still drinking every single weekend, you're going to lose that. So if you're doing those habits now, how do you expect to get to the place that you want to be when if you were already there, you would lose it? It's the same thing. If I gave you a $100,000 a month business, the habits that you're doing right now, would that business thrive or would that business fail? It's most likely going to fail because you're waking up late, you're still watching porn, you're doing all these bullshit habits, you're not putting time towards it. So you expect to get to these places, but if I gave it to you, you would fall off with it because your habits aren't building you to that place, all right? And you need to understand the inputs build the bridge between your current self and your future self that has the goal. You need to align yourself. So I'll give you guys a visual representation. This is you right now, all right? There's a door. On the other side of that door is a universe. There's trillions, unlimited amount of stars, planets, galaxies. I want you to think about the universe. How much stuff is out there? All these little planets represent a different version of yourself. There's a version of yourself that is poor, homeless, has nothing good going for him. And then there's a version of yourself that's in the best shape of his life, has all the money in the world, has everything he could ask for, and lives the best version. That version of yourself, I promise you, it exists out there. There is a version of yourself that has everything it wants and is the most successful, but there's also a version of yourself that is the worst version. And this is you right now. So on that other side of the door, you need to align yourself, look at that planet, look at that version of yourself that you want to be, and do the things that it takes to get there. And the habits and the inputs that you do every single day is what leads you to that planet. Everyone wants to look at the macro, look at the goal, look at the life that people live, right? That is the macro. The only way you can get to the macro is by what you do on the micro every single day. The life that you're living right now isn't because of what you did today. It's because of what you were doing 3 months ago, 6 months ago, okay? So what you do today determines your life 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and you need to understand that you're not going to see results for a while, but you need to practice and have the inputs every single day and align yourself with the goal that you want to be. Because I promise you, bro, I'm telling you, there is a version of yourself that has everything you want, but you need to put it into practice every single day and align yourself. Okay, visual representation. These little dots right here, it's that little bridge I was talking about. This is you right here. These are the good habits every single day that lead to the future version of yourself, that planet I was talking to, the version of yourself that has everything. You wake up early, you go to the gym, you eat right, you work on your business, you're not going out, you're practicing good habits every single day. Every single time you do these good habits, it's leading you closer and it's leading you over in this direction. But every time you wake up late, you're playing video games every day, smoking weed, drinking every single weekend, you're watching porn, you're doing these bad habits, you are leading yourself to a different planet. You're leading yourself in this direction. Just think about it as directions. Every single habit and input that you do every single day is putting you in a certain direction in life. And some of you guys expect to do these things over here and end up over here. It makes absolutely no sense. You ask like, bro, like, why are you so harsh? Why you wake up early? Why do you do this? Like, can I have fun? Yes, you can have fun, but I'm in a season right now of not having fun. I'm in a season of right now chasing after this person. There are going to be different seasons of your life, but some of you guys stay in this in-between season where you do the good habit, then you do the bad habit. You do the good habit, you do bad habit, and that leads you right here, right in the middle, where you just live an average life. Okay? Or you live on the failure side where you're just not living the life that you want to be. In order to get over here, you have to understand this success is the big thing that everybody wants. Everybody wants the best version of themselves. It all comes from these little things that you do every single day. That's what it comes from. So start aligning yourself right here. Turn your direction, literally turn to where you're trying to be, and then practice those habits every single day. This one is very important to me. You guys know I talk about this all the time, but I've experienced this multiple times in my life. So think of obsession and manifestation as kind of the same thing. Manifesting it is a feeling, and it's about, I guess most people think of it about praying, but that's not really what manifesting is. Manifesting is an obsession with, the life you're trying to live, okay? You're bringing the life that you're trying to live to life, and that comes from obsession. So just as your habits, like I was talking about in the last slide, lead to where you want to be, where you will be in the future, your thoughts are even more powerful. I don't understand how you can't, you have to understand, it goes back to the first slide. The person that thinks he can versus the person that thinks he can't, they're both right. So your thoughts lead to your life. Like your thoughts are your reality. If you can control your thoughts, you will control your reality, okay? So you need to always be thinking positive thoughts, and you always need to be thinking about where you're trying to end up, where you're trying to be. All right, you need to be selfish. When you wake up early in the morning, when I wake up early in the morning, I'm like, fuck, it's dark, it's cold, I don't feel like getting up, right? I'm thinking about what that is going to lead to. Going back to bed, that is picking my desires right now over the future life that I want to live. You need to be obsessed with trying to live that future version of yourself. The future version of yourself that has what he wants needs to be on your mind daily. This will attract what you want. I don't understand. You're never going to live the life you live right now is because of the thoughts you were having 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Some of you guys don't even have any thoughts. The reason you're living the same life you were a while ago is because you don't think about anything. You think about, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to work today, I'm going to come home, play some video games, go to sleep, and go to bed. It's the same thing tomorrow. And you don't think about what you're trying to achieve with what you're trying to do. The future version of yourself has to be on your mind every single day. And another thing, if you're always thinking about negative things or nothing specific at all, like where you're trying to be, how do you expect to magically end up at the end goal? How do you expect to magically get in shape? How do you expect to magically just get rich? That doesn't happen. You have to think about getting rich. You have to think about getting in shape. It's like that quote, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's like that quote. In order to be asleep, you must pretend to be asleep first. Before you go to sleep, you need to pretend you're asleep. In order to get rich, you need to pretend you're rich. You need to think about it every single day. You need to think about, you know, what you're trying to achieve. You need to think about getting in shape. You need to think about what it's like to have the confidence, have the body that you want to have, going up to that girl, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Think about how you can do it. Again, the how is usually a doubtful word, but how in this case is just the inputs that you have to do. You don't need a specific plan. You just need to know, okay, what do I need to do every single day? I need to cut out the bullshit. I need to start eating healthier. I need to go to the gym. I need to get my discipline right. I need to be consistent. And that is what I need to do. What inputs do you have to do? And you have to think about what it's like living that life that you're trying to live. Really imagine what it's like living that life, because that version of yourself does exist. All right. And then this last one was a exercise that my mentor gave me, and it kind of really helped me come up with this 4-step plan. So this 4-step plan was born because of this exercise. And he had me write down my biggest accomplishment, what happened, and what I learned. All right. So I'm going to go over this in the next part. But this is what came up with the entire plan and how I was able to figure out why everything in my life happened and why I'm able to achieve these things and why successful people achieve these things. All right. So we'll go from here first, then we'll go over here, then we'll go to the middle. So in this picture, this was the night after we just won a state championship my senior year, me and all my teammates. This wasn't by accident. It wasn't luck. It wasn't anything besides simple obsession and manifestation. I promise you, you can ask all my teammates, anybody that was on the team, well, my senior teammates. When I tell you we talked about this, me and our coach even talked about this every single day since we were in middle school. This was something we were obsessed with. We manifested this happening. Like, I promise you, not only did we think about it every single day, talk about it every single day at lunch, we were practicing every single day, going in early, getting in multiple practices. It is something we literally attracted to us. Like, this was on our, like, our thought was our, like, when I say your thoughts are your reality, this is something we thought about every single day. We thought about what, bro, I'm telling you, we genuinely felt like what it was like to win a state championship before we won the state championship. I was talking to my cousin, I was talking to my team, I was like, bro, like, can you imagine, bro, we're in the arena, like, the buzzer goes off and like we just go crazy. Like, I can still feel that. I felt that feeling before it even happened. And that's how it needs to be. Whatever goal that you have, you need to genuinely imagine what it's like having it, talk about it every single day, think about it 24/7. You should have the feeling of what it's like to have it before you even have it. And I'm telling you, like, every single goal I've had, I realized that is why I was able to achieve the goal. This is me my senior year after winning first place in triple jump. This is my first time ever doing track. I was placed 11th going into the state finals, and I wasn't supposed to obviously place because I was going in 11th with my best jump ever. But before, the days leading up before, I was like, bro, I just need one good jump. I'm thinking about what it's like. I'm literally I don't even know where the track is at. Like, I knew it was at Shippensburg, but I didn't know what the track looked like. I'm still imagining what it looked like. I'm imagining what it's like getting the medal. I'm imagining what it's like everybody cheering. I'm imagining what it's like running on the runway and jumping. Like, I could genuinely feel what it was like winning before it happened. You need to. It's because I was thinking about it every single day when I went to bed before I woke up. It was something I was obsessed with. Okay, it needs to be an obsession. Can't be a sometimes this, sometimes that. People get this is what happens. People have these goals, but they get distracted and they want to do these things when they're motivated, but when they're not motivated, they're not obsessed with it anymore. All right. Now 2025 is go. I wrote this on like January 1st or something. All right. One of my first things, and you can see I put a star next to it, was to make my first 10K month profit. This was my biggest goal. This is something I've been trying to do this for a minute. I haven't done, like, I was literally like, I need to do this. All right. It was something I was obsessed with. And I was blessed. I was able to hit that goal that I wanted to do. I've always wanted to do that. All right. Then I wanted to grow my social media following to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I haven't done that yet, but I promise you, I know what the feeling is like to hit that 10K mark, which I know it's coming. Like, I have zero doubt it's going to happen. It is going to happen. All right. So I just know it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. But again, just because you don't hit your goals in the specific time period that you wanted to do it, that doesn't mean you failed. This goes back to the SMART goals. It is going to happen. It just didn't happen when you wanted it to happen. Reality hasn't caught up yet. All right. 2025. I wanted to travel to another big city. I should have been more specific. Again, this is back when before I started learning about any of this mind stuff or mindset stuff or anything. So this wasn't specific enough, but I did travel to another big city. I wanted to pay off my mom's house. I haven't done that yet, but again, this is coming. Buy mom a new car. Haven't done that yet, but this is coming. Help my sister go back to college with funding. I'll eventually help everybody in my family out, with everything, but it just hasn't happened yet. I also wanted to help my brother make $10,000 in a month. The only reason I didn't do that is because he's busy with basketball and school and he's focusing on that. He told me he wanted to. I tried helping him, but Siraj is already successful in every single area. Like I have no doubt that like whatever path he's on, he's going to find his way, and like he's just gonna like he's already successful. Like so, he doesn't really need my help. But if he ever did, I promise you, like he's gonna be successful in any area. And then this one, I wanted to start my personal brand. This was a big goal for me because my biggest fear was talking on camera. I hated talking on camera, but I ended up doing it. Then I wanted to generate $1 million in sales with affiliate marketing. I didn't do 1 million, but I did, a couple 100,000, and I will be on my way to 1 million, close to it. So that's nice. And then I wanted to be consistent with my ebook posting. This is back when I was doing ebooks in the beginning of the year, and I didn't stay consistent with it because obviously affiliate marketing took it off, and I was focused more on that. But these are actual goals. Most people don't actually write out their goals. They don't have anything that they want to do, and they don't have any actual real goals. You need to have real valuable goals. Okay. Step number 4. This is the fourth step of the 4-step plan. This is the most important thing. I don't care if anything else I said in the past. If you don't get anything, take this away, okay? Because you could have the perfect plan, you could obsess about it, you can manifest it, you can have a goal, have a vision, but if you don't take action on it, you understand that nothing ever is going to come to you and you will reach no success, you will reach no goal, okay? You need to take action. This is where most people get it wrong. Imperfect action is uncomfortable, but the only way to start and see success. You have to, bro. Like when I say imperfect action, it's like some people will come to me like, yeah, bro, I want to start, but what if I fail? News flash, you're gonna fail, okay? That's what is going to happen. People expect it, like, I don't know what, and I do this still too. As humans, we expect to just automatically be good at something or automatically, be the best at something we never tried, okay? You're going to fail. You're going to be uncomfortable. It's gonna suck at first, and that's just what it is. You need to face reality. A lot of people don't face reality. They're scared of things. They're scared of inevitable things, and this is what I was doing. It's like I was scared to start my personal brand because I'm like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? It's like, bro, what do you mean? What if I do that? No, there is no what if. That is going to happen. When you start a new business, you're scared, like, bro, what if I fail? Like, what if I do this? There is no what if. You are going to fail, okay? Stop running from reality. That's what it is. Stop running from reality. Just face the truth, and then you'll be much more comfortable with it. Just take action, okay? And then if you do nothing else, do this. Everything else will come after. If if you just take action, the plan, the how, everything else will follow. But you need to take action first. Okay, I know this is the fourth step, but action is the most important. And another thing, action creates motivation. If you don't feel like going to the gym, I promise you when you get to the gym, you get that pump, you start feeling good in the gym, you're going to have more motivation because you're going to start to see the vision of what you look like in a couple months. You're going to start to have the motivation to go more. But if you're just sitting there waiting for motivation to come to you are never going to be successful. I will tell you that right now. I can promise you this, and this is a promise to you. So this is something that should wake you up. You will never ever be successful if you only act on motivation. Ever. There's no successful person that ever just acted on motivation, okay? So you need to be consistent and take action every single day, no matter what. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what happens, I promise you, there's no person that just became successful by simply acting off of how they felt. What you feel does not matter. Your goals do not give a fuck about how you feel. They do not care. You need to just simply create and take action. All right. That is the fourth step. And here are some recommended books that I truly recommend. you guys check out. So The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. This book will teach you all about the law of attraction and how to actually manifest anything you want. It teaches you about the mind and why successful people are able to become successful. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book will teach you why you think the way that you do about yourself and help you break the bad agreements you have set in your mind that you're holding back. And this one's very important because the reason you're not able to do things is because you tell yourself you're not able to do things. If you think you're not smart, well, congrats, you'll never be smart. This helps you break those bad agreements with yourself. And then reality transurfing, this teaches you that what you think about will create your life, like I was talking about earlier. What you think about is your reality, and how to align your thoughts and your mind with your dreams and goals. All right, I've read a couple other books, but these are the main ones I think have really helped me. And if you're not reading a book already, you're cooking yourself. I'm telling you, it's like you get a perspective of successful people. If you could talk to Elon Musk, you'd be like, holy shit. These people that wrote these books have all talked to successful people and they put it in their own words. I'm telling you, these have helped, okay? Now, I usually only do this for my students, like presentations like this, but I decided, 2025 is almost up. I think it will help a lot of you guys, especially going into 2026. But if you guys want help building your discipline, becoming the best version of yourself, or anything, I do work one on one with people, I do fitness coaching, mindset coaching. If you guys are interested, you can book a call with me in the link down below or follow my Instagram. But again, none of this matters. Those 4 steps don't matter if you're not consistent and you're not disciplined. You need to learn discipline and consistency with your good habits. I appreciate y'all watching, but if you guys want to work with me, I'll leave a link down below to check it out.